Hello and welcome back to Tales of Berseria, the Let's Play Blind and Rambler. Right then, I have been grinding off screen as I promised, and let's just have a quick look at the stats currently, or at least the levels, and as you can see they've gone up at least, I think, 2 to 3 levels, probably 2 overall, some of them 3, so yeah, took a while but got it done, and obviously equipment and stuff has changed a little bit as well as the game loads up. It's just mastered slow water, which is great, so you can now go on to a ring that no one you have, well, unfortunately, we can't give to you because somebody else has already got it. Never mind! We'll move on. But you've mastered the fatigue ring. Oh, that's great. So actually, you perfect. So if I give you that, and then you can have that, then you can have the slow ward. Brilliant! Okay, well, we've got that problem solved, and you've mastered the amphibole paper +1, which is fine. Cool beans. So yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Of course, our expedition has arrived back. I haven't done any expeditions off screen, just in case we come across any treasures. So,
Wow, they found a whole bunch.
wow, you sound so emotionally involved.
I knew this would be big. What a treasure!
But we have discovered a treasure, and it is the Crimson Crystal, an enigmatic crystal discovered on the Centurion Isles, set to balance the energies between our own dimension and another. Because, you know, you leave that sort of thing lying around. And we've now learned the discipline of the sail. I have no idea what any of these mean, but we shall continue to explore the area, which is great, and then we'll have a look at our new treasure, which does look very pretty.
That color reminds me of the Scarlet Knight.
I'm sure it does. It does look something like that. Wow, it's spectacular velvet. That deep, deep red. It's like a sunset reflected in the ocean. That's what you see? Huh? Did I say something funny? No, not at all. But I hadn't noticed that's the same colour of a sunset I once saw with Laffy. Guess the beauty is anything comes from what you bring to it. Oh, I see. Yes, of course, that makes sense now since the beginning of the game. It's been quite a long time, and I think... Did it happen when... Laphicet was killed, or did it happen at the very beginning in the opening cutscene when she was still very young, along with Laffy? I forget. But either way, interesting. We have grabbed that. It could be sinister and evils, most likely. But whatevers, we'll keep it in our back pocket nonetheless. Cool. Oh, and we gained a new title level of Child of the Wild. It rhymes. Okay, right, cool. So what we need to do then is start talking to people, because I didn't do that off screen in slow motion, because again my frame rate is all over the place, even though I've turned off my antivirus and other stupid stuff. It's still not working. Oh well, never mind. There's an abbey camp at Palamedes beyond the village's far gate, but to get there you have to pass through all the perils of Manana Reef. It's no trip for ordinary folk. Well, luckily I've been grinding, so that means we can just fight the enemies that are there and get through it relatively quickly. I say relatively quickly. Obviously, that will mean probably the whole video, but even so. You don't understand. We have nothing to do with the priestess. The past is the past. We now seek the blessing of the Empyrean the thing I still can't say! Enomiate, or whatever. Something like that. I still don't... I'm so incompetent with pronunciation. I really need to go to elocution lessons and practice speaking properly and being able to pronounce words almost entirely perfectly and all that stupid stuff. But, yeah, hey-ho. Now, I do believe there was a treasure around here. I think we might have grabbed it last time. We did, but there is somebody to speak to, so we shall speak to them. Hello, little boy. And you are Kimona's friend. I think you're all to blame for Kimona's disappearance. Remember how you told her that her mother isn't coming back? You said that her mother cared more about being a priestess than she did about her own daughter. You're wrong! It's not my fault! I didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe indirectly. I'm sure you meant well with your sayings of, your mother's not coming back! Ha 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 ha, you're an orphan! I bet that was perfectly supportive and positive, and that's what you meant. Sure it was. One thing to note actually while we carry on is, as you may have guessed from previous videos, if you've been watching, I've had lots of controller technicalities and issues lately. So much so that the controller I've been using, which was an Xbox One controller, is now dead. And when I say dead, I mean dead. I just got interrupted by an itchy nose. But yes, it has died sadly. So I'm now using my old 360 controller, which is also temperamental and causes issues anyway, because, yeah, can't replace it anytime soon. So hopefully we can manage, but if not, I'll have to borrow one from my sister. Anyway. You don't need to know that. Except you do. I'm talking rubbish again. I always do. But I've had something to eat recently. Quite a large amount of pasta, and all the blood's got into my stomach and digestive system. So that's probably why I'm struggling to speak. The blood isn't there. Nor is the oxygen. All the brain power. Anyway, I built the villages, houses and boats. It used to be a small but vibrant community, and I was so proud to be a part of it. But now everyone is scattered like leaves in the wind. Because I'm poetic, you see, and that's what I'm taking up now. And saluting the sea, because it took everything away from me, and I respect it. Good for you, sir, good for you. And we got a fragment, which is handy. Yeah, I sold some stuff to the weapons guy and upgraded some things, kind of pointlessly really, because I ended up finding new stuff to do, but I have done a little bit of inventory sorting off screen. I'm not going to show you what it is, because you don't really need to know, but I'll do some more off screen when the next opportunity arises in the next village or town or whatever. But yeah, it didn't take as long as I thought. I thought it would be such a chore, but it really took only about 10-15 minutes, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. Anyway, the village isn't much, but our food is the freshest. We also offer special gifts to the Abbey faithful. Well, I'm something to do with the Abbey. Can I have some fresh cuts of meat, please? No, I don't want it for sale. I want it to be given to me. Give it to me. I'm part of Abbey. I want it for... Oh. God's sake, bloody man. Oh well, whatever's. I'm sure you always have the freshest produce. He obviously took elocution lessons. I want to be like him. Anyways. Whoa, outsiders. Weird. I wish I could show Kimona. I'm sure she would have been happy. Where did she go anyway? Well, from the looks of things, she disappeared with her mum. I think we found out about it last video, and I think she either died or was just missing in action. Which probably means dead. Or turned into a monster. It wasn't a bad deal. We gave up the temple, but now this little village is protected. I know that, but that might also be the reason that Mahina and her daughter disappeared. Well, that's kind of a bit of a jump there. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but have you got any proof? You know, they're protecting us, so why did they adopt them? But they didn't. But they might have done. But they didn't. Oh, well, whatever's. Anyway, conspiracy theorists. I like a good old conspiracy theory, to be honest. I love exploring them and either going, interesting thoughts, or, not so interesting, I think you're lying, that type of thing. But you never know, you see. You never, ever know. Right, what we've got here. We found nutmeg, but we can't carry it because we have so much of it, and I really should go and sell that to the produce maker, I suppose. But hey-ho. There is an exclamation mark somewhere around here, so I'm guessing, is it around the back here? Where is this exclamation mark? I'm confused. Unless it's... Oh, it might be up here, actually. I might be making No, it's not! Oh, it is. Maybe it just wasn't placed on the map properly. Who knows? Who cares? We're here now. That's the main thing. Oh. Conservative sexy lady is concerned. Just like, don't cross this
The
bitch.
innkeeper's daughter. I happened to overhear you all talking about going to Palamedes and...
What, from all the way over there? I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Did you report us to the Abbey?
Report? But you already have an exorcist with you.
Yeah, oh, yes! We'll go back to the produce man. We can get free stuff.
If you have any business...
Eleanor is an
talk with
exorcist.
her
We are
then.
with the Abbey. Give us free fish. I forgot about that. God damn it. She's like, fuck's sake, my reputation, man.
I'm Eleanor Hume, an exorcist with the Abbey. How might I be of service?
Yeah, because she's kind of forced to do it, isn't she? She gave Velvet her word. It's fun watching her suffer.
I want you to look for someone.
Is it that lady that went missing, or the daughter that we've been talking about to other people?
A mother and her child went to visit the Abbey grounds, but they haven't returned.
I thought so. We already know this game. I spent the effort talking to people.
They've both gone missing?
Yes, we know this.
Yes. The mother's name is Mahina.
I
She's
know!
a priestess of Aminoch.
I didn't know that.
And her little
Or if I
daughter's
did, I
name
forgot.
is Kamoana.
I know that now! And before.
Hold on. If she's a priestess of Aminoch...
She's a demon!
Right. Ever since the Abbey booted her out from the temple, she's been regularly going back to make her objections heard.
And then they decided, not listening, not listening, not listening. That's what the EU's doing with the UK on the Brexit deal. Not listening, not
Now
listening.
her daughter has disappeared too.
Damn you, Junker. Oh,
I
Michel
can only
Garnier, whatever the
assume
fuck
that
his
she
name is.
went to go look
Oh,
for
both
her
of them.
mother.
And fuck Donald Tusk on the side as well.
And you believe they're being held at the temple?
Oh no, ma'am. I just can't imagine Mahina would abandon her daughter like that.
Because, you know, she was a committed priestess and therefore completely devoted to her religion and cult.
Next in line
And
to
no,
succeed
she
her,
would
so
never ever
she's
abandon
had
her
a strict
children for her
upbringing,
religion.
But her mother truly loves her.
Only Isaac was abandoned, but we don't talk about that.
Please forgive Mahina for her protests. I was just hoping you could use the Abbey's resources to track them down.
We'll find them. They're probably demonized, but we'll find them.
I will do everything in my power to find them.
Velvet's like, oh no, you didn't.
Thank you so much.
God damn it, Eleanor.
Come, Oana, I grew up with only my mother as family. I can't help but worry for them.
I wish I had a
Of
mother.
course.
Oh no, when her parents killed, I think? I can't remember now.
Let's be off, Miss Exorcist.
Miss Exorcist. Oh, Velvet. I wonder why nobody questions her, because they look at her and obviously they want to question her. They go, oh, she's with an exorcist, she must be fine then, just funky. It's like a get out of jail free card. Right, so we're at the Manama Reef, which looks quite pleasant as well, actually. But of course that'll mean new enemies to fight, all the same old enemies we've been fighting all this time. Who knows? And when I say all this time, I mean, you know, a bit about last video and me grinding off screen. I'm sick to death of them now. But we'll see. Maybe new ones will be afoot.
Eleanor, what's your game here?
The mother and daughter, you mean? That's on me. I'll search for them myself.
I don't care about that.
Well, what then?
Why are you actively helping us decipher the book when we're using it to thwart the Abbey's plans?
Do you think I might be deliberately misleading you? Laying a trap of some sort for you all?
Oh yeah,
Are you?
ish.
I think you're a lot of things, Demon. But foolish is not one of them. I want to know the truth. I want to know what Lord Artorias is trying to accomplish. And there's something happening in the world right now. I want to know what it is.
In other words, I want to gossip about it with my friends when I get
Little
back.
old Eleanor has never been deemed trustworthy enough to be given such information. So, my only option is to find out for myself.
Well, that is
You
logical.
got the soul searching down at least.
The Abbey and your band of rogues follow two different paths. But something tells me either will lead me to the same destination.
And so you don't see any need to lie to us?
Exactly.
And what'll you do if those truths don't line up cleanly with what you believe?
I'm not sure yet.
As
That's
honest
fair
an
enough.
answer as any.
Yeah, I agree.
Either way, it looks like you'll be working with us for the near future.
Well,
Yes,
eat your
now.
brains.
Hey, could I ask you something?
Are
What
you
is
definitely going to bang her? Because
About
I
the
want to bang her.
Therians. I've heard you call yourself a Therian.
I thought so! I
Is
caught
there
on to
any
that!
particular insight you have about them?
No, none. Artorias said I was one, that's all.
And that doesn't bother you?
Does it bother you?
Nope, not at all. If you're not worried, then neither am I.
I'm surrounded by freaks.
Sorry, my bad.
Was that truly the reason Ceres chose me?
Is Ceres the dragon thing? Or who was Ceres again? I forget who Ceres is. Somebody let me know in the comments who Ceres was. Was that the dragon thing, or was that the lady, the one that we ate in the end at the beginning of the game, the redhead one with the mask who went against Artorias to break us out of prison? Was that Ceres? It might have been. In which case, I really wish she was with us because she was cool. As briefly as we got to know her, anyway.
Picking on Madame Eleanor.
Good.
They're total opposites, so I know they're just gonna clash sometimes, but Velvet takes it too far.
She's trying to destroy Artorias, and she's not letting anything get in the way.
If Madame Eleanor is a white lily, then Velvet is a black rose.
I'll go with the Black Rose.
If
I know the Black
Eleanor
Rose.
is a soaring Pegasus, then Velvet is a wolf in the shadows.
Yeah, Wolf in the Shadows is
If
sexier.
Madame Eleanor is a plate of spaghetti carbonara, Velvet is squidding noodles with seaweed.
I like noodles and seaweed, but I don't like squid ink.
completely, but I think I get the point.
I'm sure you understand. The two have nothing at all in common. And since
They
don't
do,
share anything in common,
but it's deep.
some fighting now and then just can't be helped.
So why are you telling us this?
They both have beautiful hair.
Okay, but we're talking a noble exorcist and an aloof demon.
Why are we doing this as a tangent? This is completely pointless
And
writing.
Velvet has helped me more times than I can count.
Madame Eleanor gives herself fully to the salvation of others, but Velvet is bent solely on revenge.
That means they're both motivated by thoughts of others.
Damn, Laphicette, you are winning this shit.
Madame Eleanor is all the same as the brooding, taciturn Velvet.
Both of them talk to me when it's just the two of us together.
You're just trying to be contrary.
I'm only telling you what I've experienced.
Actually, I feel that Madame Eleanor isn't really reaching out to me.
It's alright if Eleanor doesn't want to talk to you. I'm here for you, Bienfu. You aren't alone.
That just makes me feel lonely.
Okay.
You two
All
are
that for that
just
one joke.
yourselves.
I'll let it slide. I'll let that slide, because sometimes when they do that, I know it's just for comedy, but you're just sort of like... It's the way they do it, sometimes in terms of the writing they deliver it. It's like they're trying to point out to the player, who they assume is a bit thick, that, oh, they're total opposites, blah, blah, blah. But, in actual fact, there was a joke involved, and deeper thought, with Laphicette's interruption. So, okay, fair enough, game. I jumped the gun a bit there. I will just, you know, embarrassingly tiptoe back and just step over politely the gun and apologise to it. Oh, we have got a new enemy. It's a C7. I'll take our minds off it. Well, luckily, like I said, I have been grinding, so I shouldn't need to grind for the time being. So we'll just fight the enemies that we come across, but I won't necessarily purposely, you know, find every single one. Because, like I said, I have been levelling up. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm all ready to go, but I don't think I need to do any more. Unless they offer, like, 400 experience, in which case, okay, maybe I'll fight the ones that I see, and I'll grind again off screen later, but, you know. Because again, the game's got a clever mechanic where if you're earning too much experience points and you're going up in level, we have got a new item. That's good. I didn't need to know that. If you notice there, like I said, the experience is 190. We don't really need to be grinding here, because as you level up, the experience in that same area goes down. You probably noticed it before, but if not, I'm pointing it out because I'm an idiot and I'm doing exactly what the game did to me that I accused it of, that I'm now doing to you as another viewer of my videos, because I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, see? I know these things. But the point being is, yeah, we don't need to grind here, is what I'm trying to say. But we have got a new item, so... Old Velvet does need a new belt. So yeah, stats go down, but we need it to get extra skills. Equipment skills learning speed plus 10%? Yeah, that sounds great. That'll be really handy. But hey ho. Anyway, I'll stop talking stuff that you don't need to know, and we'll carry on. I'm just having a quick observation through the lovely gameplay. Which is, again, my laptop, not the game itself. I think this game is competently coded for the most part, so I will. It's said, ancient hardware getting more and more ancient. Like me, I'm ancient. Ooh, these are hawks, and they look quite dangerous, and there's a lot of them, and they're going to be flying enemies, which means they're going to be difficult to. Maybe not as difficult as I thought. To hurt. Usually with flying enemies you have to be a bit more tact in with your attacks, but I think Velvet has pretty much got it all nailed down anyway. And we'll see where we go. I did fight a couple of I did fight a Diapho in my grinding, which if you watch my RE map pack video you'll see footage of me fighting the Diapho. I keep fighting Diaphos off screen. If I see another one, then I will have a go at fighting it on screen and try and beat it. I probably have fought a Diapho before in the LP, but I need to fight more of them. You don't have to, but they do give you extra things to help with. So yeah. Oh, Secret History. It's a new weapon for Laphicette, and that was 300 experience points. So there you go. Secret Histories again. Lots of attack power down, but accuracy goes up. I don't know, but non-elemental attack power plus 7%. We'll take it. We'll take it indeed. Yeah, there's some enemies here that I've fought before in the grinding. So yeah, these enemies are different, but they're not necessarily, you know, I don't need to grind on them. It's just that because they may drop different items, I will fight a few of them now just to get some items and use them up. And in the meantime, while we're fighting about that, I'm not going to talk about MatPat's latest video, like I mentioned earlier, which was, he titled it as What They Don't Tell You, or Won't Tell You, about your favourite channels, because I did a separate video on that. So I'm not going to talk about that in this video because that would be pointless. But there isn't actually much more to talk about in the video game industry. I mean, there's been a couple of PR cock-ups, but nothing really that I'm interested in. Ooh, a Duffuck sash. Brilliant, so we've got more sashes for Velvet to learn, that's good. But there isn't really anything going on. Or was there and I've just forgotten? I've probably forgotten. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I was supposed to get this mission because there's treasure chest back there and I completely forgot all about it. Nothing that I can think of. Oh, Anthem's breaking things. Yes, that's a new thing. Anthem is they updated it or patched it or something to carry on with their I don't know, road to something they call it. I forget what they call it when they come out with a plan saying, right, over the next 90 days since the release of Anthem and many other games that are live service, this is the content you're going to see in these dates. I can't remember what they call it. It's like a road, it's road something they call it. But anyway, point being is I think they've rolled out something along with their 90-day plan. I'll call it for now. And apparently it's causing issues with PS4 players. I don't know about Xbox One players, it might be as well, where certain times in the game it will shut down your PS4 or your PS4 will crash or lock up, and then you have to reset it. And when you do, oh no, not not during the game. It's when you turn it off or you leave the game. If you put your PS4 in suspension mode instead of like turning it off manually, then when you load it back up, it warns that it didn't shut down properly and that your data could have got corrupted. Something along those lines. And apparently it is bricking or locking up some systems, so much so that Sony actually, when this became a thing, began to offer straight up refunds to anybody who downloaded Anthem digitally via the PlayStation Store with no questions asked. Apparently they just said, yeah, okay, you can have your money back, no probs. There was no issues with it. People wanted their money back because of these bricking issues. They just gave it back. And they've all been a bit hush-hush about it. Apparently, according to EA's even said they've had to reach out to people to get help with diagnosing the problem. Which is unusual for EA, because usually they just hide it and then try and patch it, do a bad job of it, and then move on. But they've actually said, no, we're going to have to reach out to people to see what the actual issue is so we can fully understand it and fix it. Apparently BioWare have confirmed that they're working very hard on a fix to sort it. But yeah, weird stuff. But at least it's nice to know that even though they've ballsed up the game and its bricking systems, maybe not necessarily, I don't know if it's on a permanent basis or not, but you know, either way it's not good for PS4 users. There are manual ways around it. Apparently if you play the game and it bricks up but you switch off the console manually, so I guess just disconnect it from the wall or whatever, that usually fixes it, or you can get around any potential bricking of your console or locking up at the very least. So that seems to be working, but obviously that's annoying and you don't want to have to keep doing that, because that's not the point of the PS4. You know, it's got many ways to shut it down and switch it off without having to shut it off manually. So I don't know, but the point being is there are manual ways around it, but obviously they're inconvenient-ish. But yeah, they are working on a patch BioWare to fix the issue. But yeah, it's just another. On this particular issue, it's bad that Anthem's, you know, they're not really supporting Anthem properly, and Fallout 76 were doing exactly the same thing, or at least Bethesda Studios with Fallout 76 were cocking things up as well. They were trying to patch bugs and then they ended up putting new bugs in or bringing old bugs back in, and they've really fucked up Fallout 76. It's unbelievable. So it is still bad that developers just release games now, and publishers as well release games now, and I don't mean all of them, just in general. Release games now, and they then patch it afterwards because it's easier and lazier to do because of the ability to connect to the internet and online connectivity. And you think to yourself, well, it's eroding the whole value proposition of buying a video game these days. I mean, now, you know, video games don't cost $60 or 50 quid anymore or whatever. They cost way more than that, but they've disguised the increase in costs with different, like, season passes, DLCs, microtransactions, different editions, collector's editions, and all that sort of stuff. So games don't really cost that anymore. $60 or £50 is like a shell price, really, an entry ticket, if you want the full experience, which is very, very, very naughty. But you know, it's really messed up. But even so, they're still making you pay more and more and more money for these games now. And yet they don't bother to make sure they're polished, they don't bother to make sure they're any good, in terms of the fact that they've actually got sufficient content to get you addicted and go, yeah, I've paid all this money, but you know what, this game's absolutely fantastic, it's got all this content, the missions are great, the graphics are great, that is a big fuck off squid over there, which we're going to have to fight in a minute. You know, the online's brilliant, it's stable, there's so much to do, the world's gorgeous to look at, the lore is brilliant and easy to understand, or at least it's fun to understand and engaging. All this stuff and more for video games. They're just they're just shells, you know, bugger all versions, and then they expect you to pay all the money and then stick around, and then they go, oh, don't worry, we'll release more content with time, and it's just It is. It's horrible. It really is just lazy and money grabbing, and the value proposition again, as I said, is gone. So people are just getting more and more pissed off. So I really do advise people, gamers especially, those of you who are watching, if you're really thinking about buying one of these AAA games, wait. Do not buy it on day of release. Don't pre-order it. Wait. Wait for it to come out. Wait for any bugs or issues to be reported. Wait for any reviews, because reviews have been delayed immeasurably now. So much difficult to get a review on the day of release. And then what they now do, apparently, these AAA publishers, is they don't roll out microtransactions straight away. You see, they delay them like a couple of weeks or a month or so that reviews of the games are positive, or reviews of the game are as positive as they can get them, without mentioning these things, only to then. Right, I'm going for the dangerous counter because the experience is pretty good. But what they're doing, unless I get killed, but then they then add the microtransactions and stuff afterwards, after the reviews were all published, to hook you in. It's really sly and naughty. And I just say, don't buy these games now unless you're absolutely adamant you believe it's going to be good, it's sort of a franchise you enjoy, and you know what to expect, and you're okay with these, you know, DLC, microtransactions, season pass, delay practices, and it really, you like spending money on it. You love pouring money down the drain on these games. That's my opinion, that you're pouring money down the drain, but to you it could be just part of the entertainment, and you're actually investing your money in the entertainment you're given. Fair enough, go for it, absolutely go for it, you know. But if you're unsure now because of all this shady stuff going on, I would wait a month, and don't feel like, oh, I'll be missing out on stuff, oh, I won't be the first to get this piece of costume or this gun skin, or I won't be the first to get access to this only online one-day mission and that sort of thing. Honestly, you're not missing out on anything at all. It's just all shells. It's there. Honestly, you miss out on it, and then when you work out what it was, or when you find out what it was that you missed, it really wasn't worth your worry or your time or your money or anything. It's so shallow. Just wait for a month, and if you feel after a month that everything's been ironed out, or it's stabilized, or the content that they're going to release is good for you in terms of its good value for you, then pick up the game and do it that way. That way, then you can, you know, save your money. Don't start pouring it down the game or pouring it into the publisher's hands, and then after a while realising you're getting a really bad deal so short into the game span's lifetime that you've wasted all that money. Don't do it. Just wait. Wait and be patient. Patience is a virtue, yes. Impatience is everywhere. I'm an impatient person. I'm terrible for it. But I've got much better now and not buying games on release. Primarily because I've got any money and I'm trying to save what money I do have towards something big. But at the same time, it's just not worth it anymore. I've got to an age and I've experienced enough bad stuff in games. Good stuff as well, mind you. Lots of good stuff. To not buy things straight away. I just wait. The only games that I do buy straight away are franchises that I enjoy. And just believe it's going to be good. But even so, there's been times where Fallout 76, I didn't buy it straight away. I love the Fallout franchise, at least since Fallout 3. I mean, I haven't played the originals, and the originals I've seen a couple of Let's Plays on, and they do look good. And I know they're very different games, but they have the lore and the stuff in it compared to, you know, that 3 and New Vegas and 4 had, to a degree. But I love the 3 in New Vegas. New Vegas is one of my favourite games of all time. And it's a buggy mess, but I believe for me it was value for money. I enjoyed it. I got past the bugs and had a good time. But after Fallout 4 was a little bit shallow. Like, a little bit shallow. I hesitated with Fallout 76. I liked Fallout 4, but there were certain bits cut out or streamlined that I wasn't quite satisfied with the game. And the DLC wasn't quite as riveting as it used to be in the past for the money that you pay for. I hesitated. It was, but we did fine. Stop worrying. I waited, and then when Fallout 76 became a piece of shit, I was glad I waited because I didn't waste my money on it. So it's one of those ones whereby, you know, it's you just gotta just be frugal, be cautious is what I'm trying to say, and you'll be fine. I swear to God somebody else mastered something, or was it just Laphicet? It might have been just Laphicet. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Point being is I'll pick it up later. We're not in a desperate hurry to get everything perfect. But yeah, no, yeah, just wait and try. Right, skill for next port. No, we will go to the T-Pro Island. Let's just progress. Cool. Yeah, just just be cautious and wait. And then if the game turns out to be what you think it's going to be, or you think, oh, all my fears and worries are gone, or actually, yeah, this is a good value proposition and I like where they're going with the game, yeah, then pay for it, you know? Or, if you can be really frugal, wait until a complete edition comes out. That'd be a good idea. And try it that way then instead. I didn't mean to fight this guy, actually. I was a bit distracted there by my talkings and ramblings of stuff that nobody's listening to. Sorry about that. So we'll fight these enemies and we'll crack on. But yeah, anyway, that's Neo Rambler buying advice there. Consumer advice from Neo Rambler. You know, I do care. I really do. As much as I can be an arsehole and say controversial things and believe in controversial things and get anti this and anti that. I do care. Just in different areas, you know. I care about things in some areas and care about things in other areas. I don't know if that sentence actually made any sense, but I'm sure it did to a degree. So yeah, do that. Other than that, anything else going on in the gaming world that I can think off the top of my head? Oh yeah, I watched Jim Sterling, who I love to bits at the moment, Jim Sterling's latest video on how the game industry is choking itself, and that February overall of this year, 2019, was quite crap for games. There was a lot of games released, I think 5 mainstream titles, plus others as well, and they're all trying to compete for your time because they're all going to this live service model, or trying to make these games have, you know, a crap ton of content, you know, to really get you addicted, because, you know, people demand more content, more value for money, which is all fair enough. High expectations, I have the same. But unfortunately, for some reason, that's all good if done correctly. But they're releasing all these games at once, and therefore they're all competing for your time, and therefore choking themselves, you know, out of potential money, because, you know, everybody's only got a finite amount of time to play games, some more than others, of course. And releasing all these games at once is really silly in terms of a financial, marketing, and time-consuming standpoint. And Jim's like, it's just all going to shit because of this live service model. The only thing that I can think of, though, a reason as to why I think they're doing it, is because they know if they do stagger their releases, it's all about getting to the customer first. Oh, a new pendant. Do you need a new pendant? Where is it? Yes, you do. Lovely. It's all about getting to the consumer first, because if it's a live service, you've got to get to the consumer first to get their attention first, so that they devote their time and money to you, so that either they can't or won't, financially or time-wise, devote themselves to another live service. So I get why they're all rushing to the same thing, because they need to get there first before anybody else. Otherwise, if they stagger their releases, and especially it's all that time-consuming, then you run the risk of not getting there first, and therefore losing out on money completely, or your game just being a complete flop. So you kind of have to release all of them at once to compete. At the same time, a lot of them are from the same publishers, so it's kind of stupid, but it makes sense at the same time. And in other words, it is just silly, and it is going to choke the industry. But I agree with Jim Sterling, but I think I know why they're doing it, and they're kind of forced to, really, in a way. Or not forced to, but in a certain degree of logic like I used there. They kind of have to. But hey ho. Right, I've got a feeling this enemy is going to be like fucking OP, because he's fucking massive. I'm a bit worried. Although his health is starting to go down quite a bit, so hopefully, maybe not. Maybe it's just his size is to impose me and terrify me, but in actual fact he's not that bad. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on the HP of all of my comrades and hope for the sake of the fact that it's not that bad. Oh, we've stunned him, which is good. Okay, so far we're chipping him down. So again, I always get a bit worried about these marks, simply because you just don't know what they're going to do. Uh-oh, wide range attack. That sounds bad. That did a little bit of damage, but nothing too concerning at the moment. The only thing that is concerning me is I don't have any SP, but I do now, so I've got to not use it up with special attacks. I've got to build it up a little bit. Keep an eye on my my colleagues' health, teammates. Yeah, it's not doing that much damage. It does a little bit, but it's not a huge amount. I think we're going to be okay, unless he does like a very strong attack, which he might do. Oh, Mr. Cart, go for it, Rockaroo. Or Rokuru, whatever your name is. I always forget your name. By the way, you're cool. My incompetency and the inability to keep playing this game on a daily basis, therefore I can't keep up with all the characters' names and story bits. Nice, there we go. I can, I think, use a Mystic Arm, but I'm not going to yet. I am going to, I pressed the run button there. Okay, my bad. I was not meant to do that, but extra damage is extra damage. Right, I need to recharge. At least I can get SP now from different methods, like stunning enemies, I think certain combos I can get away with. It's all good. Oh, that was a lot of health lost there. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. I need to use an item. Ah! I think that's because of what I've done. That didn't work. It's okay, I've got some health. Oh, I killed him! Hooray!
It was a close
I was
I am the victor.
well done, Rocky. I was just sort of like, oh god, I got distracted by the fact I only had 1 health. I didn't see all the damage being done to it outside, so when he died I was like, oh! Caught me by surprise, but hooray! Grants a random skill that can allow souls to be retained while performing a break soul or hard mode or above. Great! Grand. Every little helps! Every little helps, but that's another mark claimed. Oh yes. Good times. Now, I should actually need to heal Velvet. I need to use some peach gel, I think. Just be a bit more effective, that should do it. I should have bought some more healing items. I completely forgot, which was a bit silly. Ooh, just do another quick save as well, after we healed. But there you go. So yeah, like I said with Jim Sterling in the video game industry, yeah, it is a bit bored. So just be sensible with your money. Buy what you think you want to buy because you believe you want to buy it because you like what you see, and do that. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. So if you're happy buying all these, games that I said are a bit of a waste of money, but you don't think they are, go for it. I'm sure you will, because that's what you should do. But just try not to get conned into a valueless proposition, a losing proposition. It is hard at first if you're not aware of it, but always be aware. Always keep like a third person on your shoulder, so to speak, so that you can always be a bit carefree. Alright, we'll fight a dangerous encounter. Extra experience is good, and then we'll make our way out of this map. But I seem to get, I get skill points for stunning enemies, or at least certain enemies anyway, so I don't have to worry about guarding anymore. And I know, I think Yomi or Kitty Guardian, somebody said a long time ago that although the game starts off hard to begin with, it gets so easier towards the ends because you get so many abilities to get SP and all that stuff that you don't have to do from the tutorials. That's kind of useful. Which is a bit silly on the game's part to teach all these certain mechanics, only then to say, oh, but there are alternative ways of doing it. But then again, you could argue it speeds things up a bit or allows you to get skilled in different areas. So, it's not really a major criticism. It's just one of those things. I'm not complaining because it makes it easier for me to play the game. So actually, it makes it more accessible is the correct word that I'm thinking of. And I will stick with... I think that's fine. I agree with that. Anyway, let's just kill these things. Again, it's just for experience. I think it's like 800 to 1,000 experience points. I'm not going to turn that down. It would be silly. Considering how, I'm getting pretty... I'm not saying I'm good at this game. I am not. I've been very lucky and just button bashing most of the time. You can, I imagine, get really skilled at this game and really think about and plan your move chains. And I think you can create strategies and tactics for your team, so your team can attack enemies in a different way, which might be worth looking into actually for future bosses if we get stuck. Oh no! I just realised, Eleanor, you've been killed. Must revive you back from dead. There you go. I did save you. Well, I brought you back. I brought you back from a knockout, basically. I came up to you with smelling salts and said, sniff this! And you're like, oh my god! And now you're back. That's all good. So yeah, you're welcome. The trouble with dangerous mode is, of course, the enemies are obviously a bit stronger and they have a lot more health. I hate these feckin' Medusa snaky creatures, Nagas, or whatever they're called. They have too much health. It takes so long to kill, but then again, if I didn't keep missing all of my attacks, it might be a bit easier. I don't know. Just die! Hate you, takes so much time and you don't give much experience back and all that. But hey ho, I'm just moaning and complaining. I've got a little bit of time today to do a video, so that's why I'm doing it. And of course I do like this game, I'm enjoying it. And since I've now already got this in Pokemon, I'm focusing on these two for the time being. Like I said, there is another game that I plan to LP soon that somebody recently commented on my... I forget which commenter it was. I forget which video it was. I think it was on my... It was either on my Binding of Isaacs or Papers, Please. Or Undertale. It was one of the two.
Come on.
And somebody said, oh, you should play this one game because, I think your commentary and your ideas would be fun to listen to. So I'm like, okay, I'll see what I can do. And it's not an expensive game from what I believe it to be. but it's a good one. So, or at least I know it's a good one, because Yahtzee, I'll give you a clue as to what it is, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Yahtzee rated it as his best game of 2018, so if you know what that is, you'll know what the game is I'm talking about. Right, let's just skip all this.
Shore just keeps going. Just don't step on any sea slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
Yeah, we've like...
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
We've been doing that by killing them with swords and knives and magic
Gotta
all
get
this
it.
time!
Pickle their innards. It makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manon appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Well, there's no
Now that
sand
you
to
mention
begin
it,
with.
This area is covered by rocks.
Exactly.
Maclear is just your average seashore. But Manon here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
Ah,
They
that
were
makes some
worn away
sense.
by the waves?
That too. But mainly, it was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral, known as ravening table coral.
Oh.
Stay in contact long enough, and they'll melt your flesh right off.
And you tell us that now.
Ah, so that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier?
I was just gonna say, yeah. That's why I love Velvet. Oh god, another one. Alright, alright. Oh, this isn't a dangerous one. It would have been a dangerous one, but I picked the wrong enemy. Okay, whatever, this doesn't matter. I shouldn't be fighting enemies I said I won't, so I keep contradicting and being a hypocrite. Urgh! Hypocrisy is the greatest disease known to mankind. It infects all of us, and it can cripple you for the rest of your life. Yes, I do know that there are real diseases that do worse than that. I'm not trying to poke fun at them or anything. I'm just saying hypocrisy is think of it as like a mental disease, a social disease, rather than an actual dangerous, nasty, life-threatening, killing disease that isn't very pleasant. I apologise. Yeah, but still, I still think hypocrisy is a form of social disease. Or just an ingrained human behaviour.
I had no problems here.
You know, so therefore I don't really... I'm a hypocrite. I'm going to admit it, you know. There's nothing to hide from it. But yeah, it is a bit... go away! I'm not fighting you now! No, I keep fighting you. I'm going to move on. But yeah, you should always whatever... you should always avoid it! I'm trying to say. Ah! I'm gonna get ambushed. I'm gonna get ambushed. No! No! I'm trying to actively avoid it this time. Avoid! I think I've... Oh, I'm gonna get ambushed, damn it. I think you've already got them. Oh, no, you got Amphibian earrings. Good. Okay, extra earrings. I want all the cat souls. Give me the cat souls. Cat souls! Yeah, they are the guardians of the kitty souls. I just want the souls. Oh god, it's gonna get ambushed. No! No! Oh no! No! Try to avoid them. It's hard. Oh god, this one won't go away. Oh, you are tenacious. That's fine. It's still not a dangerous encounter though. Why is it never a dangerous? It looks like it's going to be, but then obviously it's coming from the other enemy from behind or something. God damn it. Alright, fine. If you want to fight, I'll give you a fight. I'm only trying to be pacey and speedy, but I don't even know why I bother really. I can only do it, Mr. Gark, because I've only got 1 point. Yay. There we go. That's better. I hate these Nagas. They just take far too much health. They're not really that annoying. They're just time consuming, that's all. Mind you, I am attacking them without like recharging up my SP, which does very little damage, so I should be doing that. And it would help if I actually hit with those attacks. I know I can get assistance on that, I just can't be bothered because it just adds a bit more challenge to the game. You know, I don't know. I know I can get assistance on that, so I just don't. Right, that'll do. I think I've got most of them. I'm leaving now. I'm leaving. Oh, there's an item there. Item. I got it. Go. And relax. Alright, okay, let's go upwards then. I assume that's the way we've got to go, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. Ah, I'm avoiding now, Don't need to fight you. Oh god, dangerous! Dangerous! I was trying to say actually that they do give you the very slow increments in your movement speed during the course of the game, and yet I noticed the enemy speed up with you, so it's a little bit, so it's kind of pointless. Then again, it would make running away from enemies easier, I suppose. But then why give us the ability to run away from them? I don't know. Well, at least run away from them easily, like you have done in the past game. I don't know. Whatever's. Anyway, I don't need to keep fighting you. I don't need to. I've leveled up. I've grinded. I'm off. Just grabbing whatever shit I can find. Trying to look for kitty treasures. If I do miss any kitty treasure chests, let me know and I'll go back for them. I'm not going to find all of them in the game, but I'm trying to find as many as I can. For the sake of trying to be a little thorough. And you never know what funky outfit stuff you'll get from time to time. Anyway, souls. Delicious souls.
Fluffy said, have you been taking care of that rhino stag roast like a good boy?
Of course. I make sure to feed it every night before I go to sleep, since it's nocturnal.
How long are you going to keep on calling it a rhino stag roast?
I don't know. It's a new kind of beetle, so it's gonna be hard to tell if it's really a rhino or a stag. You're asking a lot of questions. Bienfu, do you like bugs?
Duh! I love rhinoceros and stag beetles both! What guy doesn't find them fascinating?
Right? So which kind of beetle do you think it is? Rhino or stag?
Does it matter?
It's a tough question.
Just call it a rhino. Well, I like the Rhinostagoras.
Who taught me a surefire way to tell.
I didn't know there was a way to tell.
Yeah, but this is Maggie Lou.
But if I do it, you gotta name it after me, alright? Come on! What guy doesn't wish he had a cool bug named after himself, right? And
A lot of guys. How's that going to look when you're trying to attract a potential partner? Oh, by the way, did you know that my name is associated with the newly discovered Rhinostagoras beetle? They called it the Wiggler. Yeah, it doesn't really work.
Alright. How can I say no to that? Besides, we all did work together to capture it anyway.
Yay! Thanks, Fluffy said. Alright, show me the bug and I'll tell you what it is. Miss Moguloo says you need to open up its outer wings and get a good whiff of the thin underwing.
That just smells of prank.
I'm pretty sure I remember rhinoceros and stag beetles smelling really nasty under their wings.
Is it really that bad?
Why not find out for yourself?
No thanks. I think I'll pass.
Maybe you shouldn't do this after all, Bienfu.
You probably just want to hog the name all to yourself. Well, too bad. A real man never goes back on his word. If it packs a mean punch, then it's a rhinoceros beetle. And if it smells really zesty, then it's a stag beetle.
I don't know about this.
Just let him do it, Laphicet. He's already volunteered.
I can do this. Just you watch.
Yeah.
This smell is the most bad thing that ever bad in it.
Whoa! He fainted with his eyes still open. Hey, wake up! Wake up, Bienfu!
Miss Moguloo, as soon as I smelled it, my nose literally exploded.
Ouch.
He looks like he's having a bad dream.
I wasn't going to call the beetle the Rambler, because I don't want my name to be associated with a bug. See what I was trying to do there? I was like, I backtracked.
I spy with my little eyes a kiddo who's spying at my bewitching waist.
Perv?
Oh, sorry. I just couldn't help it.
Perv?
What are those books anyway?
Oh, books.
Oh, that's a great
Perv?
question. Since you asked, I'll reveal the secrets of my tomes just for you. On the right, I've got my household ledger in the back, and my magic encyclopedia in the front. That one I mostly use for oil blotting paper.
What's oil blotting paper?
It's a girl thing. The two on the left are my heavy book, which I use for flower pressings, and then my super pop-up book.
A super pop-up book?
Maxie always looks so surprised at everything.
With the force of a raging river! When an enemy has me cornered, I can just open it up facing a nearby wall and pop! Instant getaway! The only downside is that it's a real pain to try to get closed again, so I haven't used it in years.
What about the book right in front?
That's actually layer cake.
Whoa, really?
Seared into its batter are precious bits of knowledge. Eating it is just as good for your brain as it is for your stomach.
Wow, I had no idea that was possible.
He's taking this so seriously, I almost feel bad.
All of your books are so interesting, Magilou. That's really cool.
There's no end to your curiosity, is there? What do you say? Want to take a closer look?
Boy,
Perv!
really?
If you really do, then say, Magilou, I want to get to know you better.
Oh my god.
Magilou, I want to get to know you better.
Okay.
Alright, I accept. I'll reveal to you my most private secrets.
Wow, so that's what's on the other side of these books. I wouldn't have ever guessed that.
What the? What are you doing with Laphicet? He said he wanted to see, so I'm showing him. You have no right to stand in the way of his desires.
It's my job to protect him as his vessel, especially from someone so wicked as yourself. Also, what you're doing runs contrary to public decency.
Witches aren't supposed to be decent.
These bindings with the locks on them. This style used to be really popular during the Meliodas dynasty.
Now that I know you're such a bad influence for him, I'll be keeping a closer eye on you.
If you can't learn to take it easy, nobody's ever gonna want to marry you, you know.
Like you're a shining example of marriage material yourself.
Hey, Magilou, could you turn them over one more time? I want to see how the book's attached to your belt.
Yeah, sure.
For once I am speechless, and for once I can't really comment on it. I am pervy like that, so yeah, fair enough. Let's just put it under Japan and let's move on, shall we?
Hey, Magilou, I was wondering about that book you have on your waist. The one you called your heavy book, for flower pressings.
Your curiosity truly knows no bounds, does it, kiddo? Okay, nobody else knows this, but since you're so interested, I'd hate to leave you hanging. My
This is so
heavy book,
wrong.
The one I use for flower pressings is none other than a collection of Bienfu's poetry.
Bienfu likes to write poems?
Yep, you'd never guess it, but he's actually just about the best Moloch poet around. Some people even call him the Great Norman Poet. Here, I'll read you my favorite one. If there is something unimportant happening to the east, I'm made to go there and back. If there is something unimportant happening to the west, I'm made to go there and back. I can never rest nor be at peace. Every day my life is a living hell.
That's
Yeah.
heavy stuff.
It is pretty heavy, yeah.
Isn't it? That's what makes it so good for pressing flowers.
Ha
It's
ha.
wonderfully, oppressively heavy.
Oh my god.
Your face has gone all sinister looking.
Well, we've discovered that Magilou is perhaps, well, I think we kind of already hinted at it, but I think we've now got more evidence than ever that she is a bit freaky. So, let's move on, shall we? And Laphicet is so curious and gullible, bless him. Hey ho, all in the name of humour, right? Right, anyway. Again, I lauded this game for its writing, and now it makes choices from time to time that someone like me may occasionally question its integrity. But then again, you know, it's variety. So, yeah, and it was well written, so okay. With that bit of character development done, let's keep moving on. This is so annoying. These fucking Naggies, or whatever they're called. These stupid snake ladies, just go away! I'm not interested. Oh god, dangerous encounter. I don't want to fight you anymore. I've leveled up. I don't need to. I'm assuming that because this is quite linear, that the game's kind of making us grind this out a little bit to get us to an appropriate level for the next bit, because it's got that sort of Final Fantasy 13 corridor feeling about it, which this game has had a few times, I'm not going to lie. But down there. But it has had it from time to time, I know that. But it's been less corridor-ish and feeling than Final Fantasy 13, because Final Fantasy 13 was all about open worlds and exploring. This isn't Final Fantasy 13, so the corridor thing it's not unique or anything, but it's more acceptable in this context because I don't know anything about Tales of Berseria. Maybe, you know, in other versions of the game, not in other versions of the game, but other games of this series, I should say, it was a bit more open plan. I don't know. Because this is my first one, and this is my first exposure to it. It's not as big of a deal. Does that make sense? But you know, that's just because it's the first one I've been playing. But like I said, all that was all linear basically, as you can see on the map. Full of enemies, which kind of implies that they want us to grind for this next bit. But we've done that off screen, so I don't need to. I'm pretty good. He says with bullish confidence, with a hint of fear in his voice and unsure and unclarity. But yeah, there's a lot of enemies here. If we do need to grind off screen, again, I'll fight them off screen. Deal with it then, but I'm pretty sure for now we don't need to. I'm not fighting all these enemies now. I've fought enough already. I've done my grinding. I've done my time. Let's just move on. Bloody hell, this map is huge. Again, it's just one big grind fest, this. But if we were to do this all in one lump, I think the most levels we go up is probably 2 tops. We wouldn't go up any more than that. And like I said, I've already done that off screen. So, like I said, it's just collect the souls, collect the treasures, look out for any of the kiddie chests, which I might have missed already. I apologise if I have. And moving on. Stop repeating myself. We've got some more money though. Yay! We've got a treasure hunter. Doesn't that make us feel good? Well, at least it should make Eleanor feel good. It's her title. Go away! Go! Oh, we're gonna have to fight that one. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight that one because she's far too close. Boo! That's it. I'll take care of the Naga, they can take care of the rest. Oh, there's another Naga over there, which is bloody irritating, so we're going to have to take care of that one. Unless, oh no! Rocky here has managed, I think, pretty much to wipe that one out. That's good. Well done, Rocky. I'm just going to call him Rocky from now on, it's just so much easier than calling him Rokaroo. Nice. There we go. We got it sorted. Brilliant. Oh, our expedition has returned. Good times. And we got perfect wins. We got celery, cured anchovy, a pirate flag atlas crew, and a lantern jellyfish stinger.
This recipe looks real tasty.
A new recipe. And there's a disciple at the sale, and we shall continue to explore. Good times. Right, okay, so that's that done and sorted. I'm just going to pause the video momentarily just to check it's recording okay, and then we shall crack on. So, back in a sec. Okay, let's crack on then. Things seem to be going okay, but obviously I won't know until post-editing, but if there is any glitches, I will do my best to fix them. Right, well, I'm not fighting you. I don't need to fight you. I need to move on. Yeah, I might need to explore this area and grind off screen a little bit, so again, if I miss any kiddie chests, I'll go find them. Because it's a bit bright, you see, so it's a little harder for my eyes, my poor, terrible, tired eyes, to distinguish certain things in the background. Might be easier if I had full graphic settings on, but I do notice a kitty chest over there. I have noticed one disguised in the corals, so I found one at the very least. And we found a cat, and he's happy. Good times. Wow. Wow, indeed. Good times. No, not interested, Mr. Snake. Obviously, if you do a Metal Gear Solid 6, maybe, where we do like a sort of amazing sequel whereby it actually carries on from 4 and that actual Snake doesn't die, he's about to die, and then he gets raided and abducted by a secret stealth SWAT team or whatever, and then he ends up in another hospital where you think, oh god, it's the Phantom Pain again, except this time his aging process has been reversed. So he's still the same age as he was, he's not immortal or anything, but they've reversed the aging process, so he's back to being like a late 40s man. And he's happened to go on another mission, and throughout the game he's questioning why he was saved and not left to die, and that's because ultimately the world needs more Snake, and we need Snake back. That would be cool, and it could be an overly complicated plot again, and it'll probably be quite generic because, of course, you know, the original series has had so much convoluted plot all over the place. It's kind of hard not to come up with an original thing for it, but it doesn't matter. It'll be fun. And the trouble is, it won't have Hideo Kojima's take on it, because of course he wasn't allowed to keep the Metal Gear franchise, was he, after he separated from Konami. Ah, bugger. Oh, well, at least I've avoided enemies for the most part, anyway. So dangerous encounters, fair enough. But yeah, he doesn't have rights to it anymore, which is such a shame. But he's got his new game coming out, Death Stranding, which I'm curious. I personally think it's going to be another mediocre game. I bet you any money it'll be mediocre, because I know he usually produces top-notch stuff. Not saying that in the past he hasn't produced mediocre or only good stuff, he has. But I've got a feeling, considering the development of this game has been going on for so long, and I know he's famous for long development processes, and he's really intricate with his graphics and engines and storytelling and blah 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 blah, and trying to make them unique and, you know, technical Marvel feats with some very deep and interesting philosophies, convolutedly written so it's hard to understand what those ideas are, and trying to be an artistic expression yet at the same time a fun game, and all of the stuff that I said before and more. I've got a feeling Death Stranding might be a little bit too out there, if that makes sense. It might be a bit too what the fuck, and it might put people off. So in other words, it might have so much in it that you end up sort of a bit confused as to what's going on, and that a lot of the stuff that's in it just ends up being just busy work, if that makes sense. But I don't know anything about the game. That's only a fear. It's not based on facts or information or demos or anything like that. I don't know anything. I've got to just call it a gut feeling or a hunch or a suspicious motive that something bad's it's not gonna quite be what it is. But I'm hoping I'm completely wrong. When it comes out eventually, it'll be fantastic and amazing, and people will be talking about it, and it'll make him some money. It won't make as much money as, say, a AAA game with microtransactions, but it'll make him some money, and he'll feel happy that he was able to leave Konami with a legacy behind him, where he was able to make a game independent from Konami, and it's good and all that stuff. It would have been great if he could have made Silent Hills. I would love to have played that, because I know that would have been good, at least simply because Silent Hill as a franchise, its expectations is just so low now. They've been so bad the last few games. Although I quite like Downpour, but only because it had a sort of ghost town charm to it, which was a bit different from the other titles in the series were like, and I quite liked it, but it was rushed and shoddy and broken and all that, but there was something about it I liked.
That was a considerably powerful enemy.
Yes. No. I don't know. Right, I need to change the poison ward. Where are you? Poison ward you have mastered. Right. So you need the slow ward that's being used. So I'll give you the shock ward back, because I think you need to master that. You need to master that. You need to master that. You need to master it. You've mastered that, but do you master the you've mastered the poison ward as well. Alright, in which case then I'll leave that on you then, Lapis. You can have the poison ward back. I don't need to change that. Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean, Death Stranding, I don't know much about it other than from what I know from a while ago, you... oops, can I not pick that up? I can't. Okay, that's fine. From what I know about it, you kind of exist in two worlds. There's the living world and then there's the dead world. And it's kind of very sort of woo type thing, you know, very spooky, but also surreal, a bit like Twin Peaks in a way, that type of thing. It'll be interesting. I'm sure it'll be very interesting.
Picking up on anything?
Yeah, in the direction of the temple. The feeling's getting stronger now.
Oh no. Right, okay. But yeah, this is definitely a heck of it. Like I said, I've said this before, I've said it again because I need to repeat myself. This is definitely a grindy part of the game. This is basically saying, look, you really need to fight these enemies and you really need to level yourself up a bit if you haven't bothered, because otherwise you are you're going to struggle. But that's okay, game, because I thought ahead, you see. I used to play lots of these sorts of games in the past. Well, fairly Final Fantasy, really, to be fair. And I used to do that grindy thing. I did. Oh, a waistcoat. You're learning the colourful one still. You've mastered that one. Damn it. Okay, but you don't need it then, and you've already mastered that. Okay. Pointless, but never mind. It might have some extra stat boosts to it, but I don't care right now. I'll only worry about it if I get stuck. I don't want to warp at the moment. I just want to activate the warp point. God damn it! One of these days we're going to get there. This whole video is just... I said it was going to be a battle video, and yet the game's basically said, this is now the time where you need to grind. I'm like, thanks, game. I did all that off screen. Are you making me do it again? And I'm in a bit of trouble here at the moment, because I'm so sick and tired of these battles now. They can go on for so long! I'm running out of things to talk about. Which is not a bad thing, really. It means I'll shut up for a bit and give people's ears a bit of a rest. But then again, those people would have left already, you see. Because they'd have been like, I'm not listening to this twat anymore. Why should I, with his terrible headset microphone and his inability to use microphone techniques properly, his inability to, you know, enunciate his voice and get the right pitch and tone, and therefore in his editing session he's so bad at it and lazy at it that it comes out crap anyway. Why should I care? You know, and it's like, I know. I agree. I'm not a professional, never claimed to be. Don't have the time to be, don't have the money to be, don't have the skills to be, don't have the talent either. The only thing I've got a talent to be, the only talent I have is to be annoying, and to be stubborn, and self-deprecating, and unconfident, and you know, all that stuff. Oh, and bitch and moan and analyse and tell everybody off. That's what I'm good at. I can do that. I think if I had that sort of classes back at school, I'd have been getting A stars all the way. Even would have got a degree in it, maybe even have written a paper about that sort of thing, and got published, and I would be able to write a book about it. How to Be an Effective Arsehole by Rambler. And it would be the best-selling book ever, because it would be an anti-book that people buy, and it will never be sort of on, you know, the media shows or the Good Morning TV shows and all that stuff where they talk about it and say, oh, we've got the author of How to Be an Effective Arsehole by Rambler in. Good morning, Rambler. How are you? How did you come up with the inspiration for this book? Oh, I hope you wish all the success with it. No, there won't be anything like that. No book deals, no book signings, no movie. How to Be an Effective Arsehole by Rambler the movie. None of that. Nope, wouldn't have had any of that. Because yeah. Because I just went on a massive rant there and completely lost my train of thought again. I should even write a sequel to it. Losing Your Train of Thought as an Effective Asshole by Rambler. The sequel to the best-selling anti-book ever. That would have been pretty impressive. Oh, now we've got a dire enemy now. Oh great, so we've had a dangerous encounter, and now we have a dire foe. Fuck's sake. Alright, fine. I'm gonna fight you! So I would. So I'd do it on camera. I'm going to do it. I don't fight dire enemies that much, but I'm going to now. I have fought this one off screen. I even fought it actually during the during my RE map pack video. I actually filmed me doing it. I thought, oh, I might as well put some footage of it in there. But yeah. But we are going to do it now, so I can say to you that I do fight dire enemies from time to time. I do run away from them, but I do fight them. And it's going to be fine. Or we could die horribly, because I am getting absolutely stunned here and I can't get out. But I've stunned him. How's my crew doing? Not great, but not fantastically either. They're not doing too badly. I think we've got him. He's slowly being depreciated. I've got the thing off him, the item, the Ventrite or whatever it's called. I've got it off him already. But I just want to show you off screen that I do fight them, and I can fight them. And it also proves that I've grinded enough, hopefully, for the next boss fight or whatever we've got to do. But what I might do is use an item if I can. I don't think I can use an item actually when I'm in Therian mode. Oh, I can. Need to use an item. I can't because I'm Therianized. God damn it. Okay. He's nearly dead anyway, so. Stunned him, he should be dead soon. Come on. Come on. Yay. I beat him! So not only did we beat a difficult enemy, but a Therian encounter as well. And everybody got their stuff sorted as well. Hooray! I feel accomplished. Right, we've got new sashes, which we need to master next. All of them the same, so... I have got the random skills here, but I don't really care about them. Ooh, all damage taken reduced by 30, that's good. That's alright. Wing foes. Yeah, I'll put that one on. You've mastered the garments, so you can have that one back. Does anybody else need this garment? You've mastered that. Do you want that one? You do want that one. Okay, you can have that one then. I can't remember what else other things I've mastered. You've mastered weather bag. And there hasn't been any other sachets I can give you, sadly. So the talisman. You've got all those talismans at the moment. You've mastered that. And you've not mastered those. You've nearly mastered that. You've mastered that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, actually, shoes. Can you put anything else on? can, except that's been right. Has she mastered those boots? She has. Alright, I'll take those off. Put the right ones on. Put those ones on. And then you can have those boots at the top to master. There we go. Good times! I think I did that right. I don't care. I need to quick save the game. Quick save complete! Let's get the fudge out of here. Wait, which way are we going? Oh, we're going to the cave, aren't we? Yeah, okay. But like I said, I did that. I defeated that enemy. Did you see it? Did you see how cool I was and how action-packed I was? It was great, wasn't it? I mean, I had to cheat a little bit. I had to use an item to heal, but... oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't, because I was Theranosed. I didn't have to. So, yeah, see? I can't play this game. I am good at this game. I'm alright. I'm not that bad. I'm just terrible at editing and LPing in general. I just don't know what to talk about. When I do talk about stuff, it's boring and full of stupid things and inappropriate language and terrible ideas and no logic and wrong things and many other words that I could have used to make my language more awesome. Right, we're now at the Palamedes Temple, which is great. Or Palamides Temple, or however the feck you pronounce it. There is a save point over here, which I am so going to grab. And we'll see what's up. We've got to just have a look at the clock. Oh, I've got some time. I'm not in a desperate rush today. Luckily, I've got a little bit more time than I usually do. So let's make a longer video. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Oh, actually, another herb there. I need to put those on our dear. Wait, I had more herbs than that. Oh, here we go. I was going to say one of my dear velvets, bless her. Coolios. Just before we go up there, I just want to... I'll save it again, actually, just because I've just put the herbs on, so if I die, I don't have to remember putting the herbs on. Not that it makes a huge difference, but every little stat increase, you know, it all adds up. I suppose, in a way, I've just been a hypocrite and juxtaposed what I just said there about how it makes a difference. It will do. So let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's see what all the fuss is about at the temple. There's a big, deep story moment's coming, or tragedy, or both. Well, the soldiers are knocked down, that's not good. Oh dear. Oh, that sounded... Ooh. Ooh.
A demon!
I'll
The
go
demon
and
we
check.
heard about? Sounds like it's having fun.
Does indeed.
Then we'll use this distraction.
Good plan. Okay, let's go for them. Oh, for God's sake, don't tell me it's a huge map again. I hope not.
Wow, look outside! It's the ocean!
This was a place of worship for Aminoch, the Water Empyrean. The ancients built this sanctuary underwater for the same reason that Eumasia's temples were built underground.
But building this underwater couldn't have been easy.
Aye. With the Earth temples, all they had to do was keep digging. Here, they had water to contend with.
How did they do it? You can't split the sea like you can a log.
They started by stacking giant stone blocks in the shallows, creating an enclosed space. Then they drained the water and expanded the enclosure. Once they had done that enough times and secured enough dry space, they were able to dig into the sea floor.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
The humans believed that by going through such great hardships to build these temples, they could show the depth of their devotion.
Well, that's
Additionally,
literally what they did.
Research suggests the site of this temple once sat on the seacoast.
What? Are you saying I'm wrong?
No, I'm only reporting what I've read in academic journals.
So
How
yes,
did
I'm saying
coastal
you're wrong.
lands sink into the ocean.
When the Imperials
Erosion?
began their slumber, the land shifted, and this temple was swallowed by the sea.
Oh.
Scholars were able to prove that the sand and the heavy stones formed an airtight seal around the structure.
Fair enough.
Later, people carved an undersea tunnel to connect to the temple, bringing it to its current state.
Now that you mention it, I think I read that book too. Revised Theories on Ancient Architecture, right?
That's the one. Have you read it, Aizen?
No, I only read the first edition.
The problem with the stone
Oh.
enclosure theory is that each time you
That's
expand the
interesting.
enclosure, the innermost stones have to be carried out. Once that was pointed out as being too inefficient, alternate theories were developed. The revised edition has a number of competing theories. I highly recommend reading it.
I will then.
I don't know. Sometimes
So,
first
wait,
editions are what
was
actually
that a
happen.
complete rebuttal of Aizen's explanation?
Pretty much.
That was not my intention.
But it was, though.
It's okay. Archaeology is a continuous process of asking new questions.
I know
making
what
new
archaeology
discoveries.
is.
Prevailing theories change all the time.
What's it matter anyway? Let's just get going.
I'm with Velvet once again. gives a flying fuck. Oh, for God's sake! I just want to move on!
There's no Empyrean here, right, Eisen?
If you're worried about it, why not flip that coin of his? Heads, no Empyrean. Tails, Empyrean Central.
But it always comes up tails.
Like I said before, these temples are nothing more than places of worship built by human hands. The current religion started when humans, fearful of natural forces, began to worship four gods they called the Empyreans. If you're concerned about whether or not one is sleeping in these ruins, just remember that their very existence is only legend.
Which just means that they're real, aren't they? Basically, this is a video game. They're real, aren't they? God damn it!
I've never heard a single story of anyone actually seeing an Empyrean.
Well, we're about to write that story today, or next time. Either way, we'll write it soon.
I suppose so.
Then we'll publish it.
If there were four
It'll
more
be called
like him,
I Saw an
they were all
Empyrean by
trying
Near
to
Rambler.
stop us, we'd be
The
stuck.
spiritual successor to
You
How
can't
to Be an Effective
disagree.
Arsehole, and the other one that I mentioned I've completely forgotten the title for. But you know what I mean! Hooray! I have a book to write! Let's do it! Which means I should quick save the game, actually, just in case, again, if we do die, I have to go through all that spiel again. Ooh, there's a soldier down there. Ooh, there's a soldier and an enemy. Alright. Okay, well. Oh, blimey.
Time to dish out
This is interesting then. So they are still Abby's guards here then. It's, fair enough. But they can't be completely taken over by the demon then, because why would these guards still be here unless they're demonized guards but still have their armor on? Not sure. Or it could just be the game developers going, let's put some enemies here and sod the continuity of the story. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. Just getting comfortable. Oh, my legs. I think because I sit awkwardly, it's not due to bad health or anything. At least not that I know of.
Your style is really unique.
Jeff,
Yes, you've been saying that all this time, so that statement is no longer unique. But I digress. Right, so you've learnt that, So any other earrings that you don't need? Right, Asmodeus earrings, I'm going to give you these. Or give. Yeah, I'll give you those ones. And then somebody else wear earrings. You don't, you wear ribbons. Anybody else wear earrings? I don't think anybody does. Oh, they don't. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'll put those ones back on because you get extra defense when your HP is low. A Twisted Priest! Oh, right. So, yeah, again, clues that the Abbey is corrupted then, I guess? I don't know. But for Twisted Priests, they're actually pretty good at fighting because they look like little reptiles with sword. Didn't we see one of these before, previously, when we were at the actual capital? One of the priests turned like this? I think they did. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Something similar happened. But the only thing that still sticks in my mind is, yes, they did clue onto the Therian thing, which I'm glad that I did remember correctly. In the previous video I said, oh, didn't she say it was a Therian? Yep, I was correct.
We're
But
finished here. Let's go.
the only thing that strikes me as odd is that, again, I'm going to quick save just in case, the only thing that strikes me as odd, one is I haven't had any controller issues yet, touch wood, that's good. Secondly, yeah, that priest guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy we met in that big, long, tall tower thing, he summoned the Demon Blight, just like that, and no one's batted an eyelid about that. He summoned the Demon Blight and infected his soldiers? Oh, what's it say? Oh no, take one and abandon the rest. I don't care about that. I was confused by that. Something's written on the monolith. The chalice bears a symbol, and that commands the flowing water. Should the chalice be filled with water and its mark turn blue, the water shall be as a wall to thwart your path. Should the chalice be dried by flame, and its mark turn white, the impeding water shall lie still, opening the path before you. So in other words, chalices destroy then. Okay, Roger Dodger. I gotta admit, I haven't really actually said much about this temple, but this temple is pretty cool. Again, it's got that generic sort of level design to it, but I love temples like this underwater, or like hidden temples within fantasy games where you just think, I don't know why I get so immersed into it, I just want to know who built it and what it was like to be here when it was thriving. It's so cool. Ancient temple things, I always like that sort of video game design. Even if they're as crude as this, it's just so cool. And yeah, look, there's the ocean. That's so cool. Weirdly enough, the windows seem to be upside down. Although one of them isn't, so yeah, I guess it's just a architectural decision then. But yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I always get excited by it. I think, what am I going to find? And that was all down to Final Fantasy X-2 in the Via Infinito. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've said it before, and I think I've explained it before, so I won't go into too much detail. But look it up. Go on the Final Fantasy wiki and have a look. And after this fight, I'm going to have to stop because my dogs have decided they're going to bog the thing down. And I need to make sure they're quiet.
I can't even call that a fight.
There we go. Right, I should be back in a bit because I think something's happening downstairs. So back in a bit. Okay, false alarm. Just my dog's being naughty for the sake of being naughty. Right, anyway, with that said, we can open this. Okay. And we can break this. Okay, cool. We've added a more bottle which we don't need. Found some flamestone chips we don't need. I think that's about it. Okay, well that's all. Oh, no, there's something over there. Tails coins. Alright, well, we'll keep them. But very interesting. Right, anyway, we've got to open it back up. I see. But yeah, like I said before I got interrupted, the it's
Take a look.
I like this sort of like I said, this sort of
Scout ship setting sail.
this sort of video game design, architecture sort of thing. It's just a personal thing. Right, so there's lots of these things. We can't get through these doors for the moment, so that might have something to do with this over here, because that looks like that's a chalice of water. Yep, okay, well before we do, let's just go over here and say hello to another enemy type. Definitely this game is basically hinting we need to grind. So actually in a way, I might not be able to carry on because if these enemies end up being too strong, which at the moment they're not, then I might have to go off screen and grind. But like I said, at the moment they're not too bad. I might have to fight these enemies sadly, because they are proved to be a bit stronger, but once they get stunned, they're not too bad. So yeah, see how much experience wants to give us. Enough to fight them. It might be a good idea to fight them when we come across them, so I will. Because yeah, I want to make sure that we're doing it. Oh, it's another chalice there. Right, okay. So that's now evaporated, that's gone. So what is that? Oh, that's the thing we... I think those are the side doors on the way back. Right, okay, Chalice Waterfall, yeah, we know that game. It did just explain to us game. It did just explain to us, but I think that was back that way. I could be wrong, let's have a look. Yes, I think the one on the... Yeah, the one on the our left has now become free, so we'll have a look. Although it looks like it's a proper connecting pathway. Yeah, we'll have a look anyway, regardless. I know there's one down there to do, but it is just a side thing. But that's okay. Dark bottle, which we've got. Grab these. Grab these. Anything else to this room? Doesn't look like it, so that's fine. It's extra for the sake of being extra. But I will take extra. Extra is good. Okay, right. Let's go. Finally go to this chalice then. And let's have a gander. Oh, looks like you can insert something into it. Oh. Right, so I'm guessing this one we've got to take then. Or not. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so we can't take that one, but does that now fix this other one? Because otherwise, I'm not sure where to go then. It means that we'll have to... No, it's blank. Oh, right, okay. So have I missed one from somewhere then? I must have done. Hermfordig. Oh no, there's one here. Okay, I missed this one. Right, okay, my bad. I did this one that stared me in the face. I walked past, didn't acknowledge. Okay, game, I acknowledge your thing. Cool. Super duper. Okay. Let's go to the other gate then. That'll probably lead us a bit deeper on into the temple then. Maybe, who knows? We'll have a gander. There's not else we can do. Well, there's not much else we can do, so We have no choice but to go through the temple doors. Ah, it's got a thing and a warp point. Interesting. Oh, warp. What? Oh. Where am I? I warped somewhere. Well, I can't go out of it. Oh, I'm actually... No. Okay, right, so we've got to switch that off, which I guess is the other thing. Okay, fine. Fine. No problemo, Chiefo. Or that warp point is for something later. I don't know, but yeah, no, it is a proper point. Okay, fine. Jewels and better model off. I remove it. Tear shop gemstone. Blah blah blah. We know what that's for. Okay, it's going to be one of these sorts of things. Fine, fine. So I'm assuming that will then deactivate the waterfall that we just saw that we couldn't get past after that warp point. That's my guess. We'll see. It could be that one over there, but I've got a feeling it isn't. Oh, I think it is actually. No, it is. Okay, okay, cool. Right, in which case... Do all of them stay deactivated? They do, right. I'm going to deactivate this one over here as well, because it looks like once you've deactivated them, they stay deactivated. So why they allow you to put them back, I don't know. Maybe there's a connection-y thing going on, like, oh, you can only have 3 activated or something like that. I don't know. I didn't really read the rules proper except for what was inscribed on the thing. I thought that's all you need to know, isn't it? But I wonder if that one has freed the waterfall on the other one. But I doubt it, because it would have showed us, really, wouldn't it? So no, I don't think it's going to be hidden like that. If it is, then I'll do a quick save. And then if it is a hidden thing, you can let me know. But if not, I don't think it will be. Ooh. Hello. We haven't seen one of you before for a while, I don't think. I think we have fought you before.
Well, it wiped out the security for us, but...
That's gonna wipe us out. Hello. Howdy.
Well, look at that. Wolfie's got the crest of Aminoch. The same pendant worn by priestesses.
Oh, so that's the mother. I know it is.
Then that makes this demon...
The mother.
Yeah, she must be the missing mother.
I called it, but then again, so did everyone else. Well, of course it is. Maybe, potentially, who knows. It sounds like a female rari voice. Okay, time to kill!
Don't just stand there. It's gonna eat you.
Yeah, it's gonna eat you unless we kick the living shit out of it. Damn it. It's putting up a bit of a fight, but it is a sort of semi-boss fight, so I will let it off. We're not doing too badly against it. As I always say the same. Oh god, it's going to kill us. Oh, it's not doing too bad. We did miss that attack though, Fatal Claw, which sounded nasty and it might kill you, but maybe not. Who knows? Either way, we missed it. We'll never find out unless it decides to use it later, which it might do. It is quite a she is a burly wolf, this one. But like I said, I think she's a sort of pseudo fart, but yeah, it does a fair bit of damage, but nothing to worry about. Okay, I thought it was like an actual one-hit KO thing, in which case I'd be like, ooh, that's nasty, or like does enough damage that it could be a one-hit KO if you hadn't leveled up properly. But I think we're gonna be all right. Yeah, I think she's about to be wiped, unless the game interferes, which sometimes it does. We didn't know. It was pretty straightforward. Sorry, priestess lady. I'm sure you were very nice, and a nice dog. Could have trained you, taken you back. Kid could have got used to you being a wolfie. Wolf mother.
A priestess, beloved by her village, would become a demon.
She was just in her blood.
Eleanor?
Oh, come on. We're not doing this now.
She's never going to be the same again. This is the least I can do for her.
No, they could be talky. Some of them are talky.
So says reason.
We'll stab it then. Kill it. Uh-oh.
Huh? That feeling.
It's growing inside of me. What? Oh, it vanished. Did it have some aspect of humanity restored to it? Did it realise who it was?
Let the demon be. We don't need it.
Fair enough. Okay. I suppose if it's not in our way anymore. Yep, tell it to fuck off. Okay. Well, we got the wearing glassite though. Provides the ability to trigger random fatigue-related skills. Oh, that's handy. Potentially. I get fatigued very easily. Alright. That happened. That did just happen. Okay, well, we'll save the game. I can go on a little bit longer, but I will have to stop in a minute, unfortunately, because time is creeping on me faster than I thought it was. But actually, there is a save point here. Actually, no, I will stop here for now. Yes, I will, because I do have to do things. So yeah, okay, another video's been going on for nearly an hour and a half, so I think that's long enough. So, excellent. Game's picking up a bit. Let's see where this is going. I love this place, but obviously there's more to explore. We'll just see what happens. By the looks of things, there's a complicated door up ahead. Either that's just a decor, but judging by the fact that I think it's lined up with the exclamation mark on the map, we're going to have to get some missing pieces for it. Potentially. Either way, can I say thank you very much for watching if you have done. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Until next time, take it easy, have a good one, hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.